Brandon from the Warriors. Obviously, big fan of your game, someone who I look up to and model my game after. And some that I kind of stood out to me is, obviously they're making you play a lot of isolation ball. And you do a really good job of, using your off arm to, get by people. But I also think you're really good at, creating an advantage and keeping an advantage. And you're really good at, keeping guys on your hip. And it makes the help defender kind of have to pick and choose what they give up. Just want to learn, just want to ask, where you kind of got that from, and what's your thought process once you beat your initial defender?
I mean, first, I think I just look at how long the guys have been in the paint, the low man. If it's time, if it's like 2 seconds, he's going to go out, and that I think that's the moment to attack. And then I'm just trying to read the game. If he comes, there's going to be a lob open in the corner. If you don't, I just take the layup.
Jared, standing here on the left.
Hey, Luka, to your left. Jared Greenberg, NBA TV. After Game 5 in the OKC series, you told me that you got back to playing for the love of the game. You remembered that. Do you sometimes feel in this series you were getting away from that when you're talking to the referees? And
I mean, yeah, at some point, yeah. I just really want to win. Sometimes I don't show it the right way, but at the end of the day, I really want to win. So I got to do a better job, showing a different way.
How can you do that Game 4 with your season on the line?
Go back to playing fun. We talk about how we come back from 20 points in the fourth quarter in the finals. We were having fun. We're defending. We were running. Our pace was great, and just taking good shots.
Right side on the aisle, about 6 rows back.
Kevin Gray, Mavericks Radio Network. Luka, when you're in the midst of these games and you're having these conversations with officials, how do you change your approach in terms of these conversations to ensure that not only you're staying locked in, but also continuing to help your team stay locked in, even when things aren't going necessarily your way at times during these games?
Just got to go away, because at the end of the day, Ref's going to have the last word. So just got to go away from that.
Left side on the aisle, 6 rows back. Ramona, over here on the left.
Luka, Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. How much have you studied other great players when they got to their first finals, whether it's Michael in his first finals, or Magic, or LeBron with the Spurs, and sort of what defenses try to do to them and exploit with them, and compared to what Boston's trying to do here?
I didn't really study, the first finals of some people. I mean, obviously they were great players. Obviously, there's a story of MJ against Detroit. That was the big thing. But I think he just learned from it. It's a great experience. You gotta go through lows first to go on top. So I think that's a great experience.
Last row, back right.
Luka, how do you guys keep any real sense? Back here. How do you guys keep any real sense of belief, knowing that the odds say that this is too tough a mountain to climb out of? How do you keep believing that you can do this?
Just like we did before. Like I always talk, in the regular season, there was a time we were at our very low. I think we lost 5-6 in a row. And then from there, we just went up. I think we went 17-2 to get into playoffs. I know that's regular season, but it was a kind of point we all came together. The chemistry from there went to the top, and we're just gonna believe. We talk about it in the locker room, and I know we can do it, and we're gonna believe till the end.
Tim, here on the left.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. The Celtics obviously going to make you work as hard as they can defensively. What's unique about the challenges they present while doing that? It's not like they're the first team to do it, but what's unique about them, and how do you think you've held up to those challenges?
I mean, they have great players. Basically, all 5 players, they're on the floor. They can really score, they can shoot. So, our point, our strategy was just trying to make him drive more and then be on the wheel, on the rotations. I think I have to do a better job on that, just keeping him front.
About your left, second row.
Mike Leslie, WFA. Luka, we've seen you elevate your game throughout this playoff run in its entirety, but in this series in particular, are there things about your game, a hole here or two, that here or there, that you can identify, that you feel like, hey, that's something I want to focus on in the off season to improve myself just that much more?
Definitely a lot of holes, I think, still. 25, got a lot of ways to learn, a lot of things to learn. This is my first NBA Finals, so I'm going to learn from it for sure. But we're not in off season yet. They still got to win one more game. Like I said, we're going to believe till the end.
Third row on the left.
Ciao Luca, Valeria Rubino, BBC Todo Deporte. Kyrie said that pressure makes diamonds. How do you turn fear and anxiety into motivation and strength to be the leader you want to be for this team?
Just keeping the team together. Like I said, we have great guys. We all know what we came here to do. Obviously, we're going against the best team in the NBA, but we're going to believe. It's first to fourth, so we're going to still believe, and that's our motivation.